please introduce yourself with your name and how to spell it.
Emily Brown, Emilybrown.
And can you tell me a bit about yourself?
So I am the education supervisor here at the University of Nebraska State Museum, housed in Morrill Hall. I've been here for about 3 years now. I have a background in biology and in secondary science education.
Okay. What do you think some of the beneficial things and aspects that come from more hands-on science rather than just reading?
Well, people don't learn necessarily through just reading, especially when we're talking about children. They learn through seeing, through doing, through those hands-on tactile experiences. And that's how scientists learn about the natural world as well. And so a space like this provides those opportunities for our visitors to get hands-on with science, to feel different specimens and inspect, make observations, be curious about things that they see, and you just get a completely different experience when it's in person, hands-on, and you can use different senses. Not just your sense of sight, which you might get just by looking at pictures or reading text, but you're maybe getting to use your sense of smell, your sense of touch, probably not your sense of taste here, but you're getting to use those different senses to learn about the world around you.
Do you know what inspired the museum and everything to open more of a hands-on aspect rather than just giving people older stuff to look at and hear about, but more of an actual experimental type of idea?
Right, well, this really is the direction of museums in the 21st century, is that tactile, hands-on learning, immersive learning, and immersing visitors in science. And what better way to do that than to provide opportunities for visitors to explore hands-on. And so that was really the purpose of this space, was to encourage curiosity and wondering around the natural world. And again, like I had mentioned before, when you have the ability to engage your different senses in that, it's much more impactful. It has it makes more of a lasting memory in your brain about what you're learning, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing. And so that really is the whole purpose of this place. And then also to communicate the science that is going on here at the university with our different researchers. They're studying about our natural world. And again, to give people that experience of, a small glimpse into the world of museum collections and why we have museum collections. Again, it's really easy to tell someone about why they're important, but when they get to experience it themselves and they get to explore the different specimens that we have in this space, and make their own memories and interact with our scientists in the visible lab, that has a much more lasting impact than just reading about it.
Do you believe that this sort of environment and space is more beneficial to everyone, or if you guys meant to target a specific audience such as kids or teenagers?
No, it's impactful for everyone. So we want all visitors coming through the museum, whether, from birth to the grave, really. We want them to experience the museum in a unique way and to make those personal connections with the specimens that we have here. And we want people of all ages, families, individuals, you name it, to be able to explore hands-on and be curious about the world around them. I mean, really that's the whole purpose of this space, is to create that natural curiosity and wonder about things that you see every day that in nature or just on your walk that you may not think twice about, but learning about the world around us, and that's for everyone. Education is for all, and so we want this space to be used by all.
Do you believe that the actual turnout of how it's been, knowing it's been here for a little bit of time now, compared to what your guys' visions were of it, how does those compare?
I think the vision really came to life in a really beautiful way. I think the purpose of this space really has come to fruition, and we're still, the museum staff, we're still working on ways that we can take full advantage of this space as far as programs go, increasing opportunities for interaction between visitors and staff in this space. So there's always room for potential, but as far as reaching those goals of creating a place where visitors can explore and be curious and use their senses to engage in the natural world, the space has absolutely provided that environment to nurture that kind of exploration. With our Visible Lab, we have that staffed with scientists most days of the week, and so that has been very powerful and was a big part of the vision too in developing this space, was again to create that interaction with scientists, to see science in action, and bring it to the forefront rather than having it behind closed doors. So creating or removing a barrier between the work of scientists and the public. And so, yeah, in a lot of ways, I think the vision and the reality have come together very nicely. Okay, so like I talked about, this space really is meant to be hands-on. We have drawers here that can be opened along this whole wall and along the wall on the north side there. And they're filled with museum specimens that can be explored and observed under our microscopes. So we encourage visitors that come to the museum to find something that inspires their curiosity, to explore under our microscope. Let's see here. For example, I have a tree ring here, and we can ask questions about the tree ring. We can notice, what things do we notice about it, with the texture, the rings. We hope that it gets visitors thinking about trees in their own neighborhood. There's lots of other objects in here as well that represent all of our different collections at the museum. So we have objects that represent our entomology department, our geology department, zoology, and of course I haven't named them all. But again, we want that hands-on tactile learning, and we want visitors to use as many of their senses as they can to make observations around the natural world. And again, to promote that hands-on learning around science and to make science more accessible and exciting for people.